You're really boring. You don't have to hold. You just like literally play them on by doing everything.
But they go.
Oh, yeah. The guy's a lot worse though. Like the guy is like.
It's like. They can say.
Even my brother. I don't know.
Where you actually find code that. Not everyone has like.
All right, guys, thank you for reading your packet.
That's what it all is.
I thought to get this thing, I'll be really excited for it. Yeah. And the music festival of the whole time, though. Very excited.
No, I feel all right.
Yeah, but don't they call back today?
Okay, I think we stopped at number 9. We talked about how, based off of the information given about the angles, we can, we know where to draw the triangle, depending on whether it's in the first, second, third, or fourth quadrant. And, once we have, once we use our trig, ratios to populate to the sides, you can find that third missing side. Just be careful. Understand that your x and y values using Pythagorean theorem may not give you the correct positive or negative x or y values. You have to think about which quadrant it's in to make sure your values are appropriate for that quadrant. So for A, we got 16/65. For B, we got -16/63. And it's asking, what is the quadrant of that angle A plus B? We know angle A is quadrant 3. We know angle B is, quadrant 4. B is quadrant 3. So we can just look at what the signs are for sine and tangent, and from there make our conclusion as to what the quadrant of that angle A plus B is. So sine is positive and tangent is negative. So which quadrant will allow sine to be positive and tangent to be negative? Second quadrant. Okay, second quadrant is the only one where sine and cosecant are positive and everything else is negative, right? Quadrant 1, everything is positive, but we want this sine positive and tangent negative. So second quadrant. Okay, so try number 10. And start with angle A and angle B, decide which quadrants they should be in, and then draw your triangle accordingly, depending on which quadrant it's supposed to be. Okay, so quadrant A is, angle A is quadrant 3, right? And angle B is quadrant 2. Make sure you draw your triangle with the hypotenuse extending from the origin. And cotangent A is 2/5, but how did you fill out your triangle? So is it just 2 and 5 here? Negative, right? I know the negative is not showing up here because the negatives are getting canceled out, but we know the third quadrant, your X and Y values are both negative. Makes sense there. Y, that's -2 and -5. Okay, Pythagorean theorem can help us find that third missing side. And then your hypotenuse is always positive. And tangent of B equals -4/3. It doesn't give away where that negative goes, but if we think about order pairs on our triangle in the second quadrant, where what is going to take on the negative value, the 4 or the 3? The 3, right? Because I got to go left 3 and up 4. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Okay, Pythagorean theorem can get your hypotenuse. Okay, from here we can build out sine of A plus B, right? Build out using your sum identity. Then you can begin replacing each of the sine A, cosine B, cosine A, sine B with ratios, right? Everything gets replaced. Yeah. Okay. If you want to put this in the calculator, or well, first of all, for quiz, no calculator. And second, if you want to put in the calculator, it'd be -3 quantity squared plus. Yeah. The calculator is not going to know that you want the negative to be squared as well, so it's going to keep that negative there. Sine A, cosine B, cosine A, sine B. Okay, so sine A is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine B is adjacent over hypotenuse. Cosine A, adjacent over hypotenuse. Sine of B, opposite over hypotenuse. The denominator are matching. I could just push it all, combine it to be one fraction, 7 over 5 root 29. No need to rationalize. You don't have to rationalize the denominator, that's fine. Expand out tangent of A plus B. Tangent of A is 5/2. Tangent of B is 4/3. or negative 4/3. 1 minus tangent A times tangent B.
It won't ever ask for like cotangent, right? A plus B.
I'm sorry?
It won't ever ask for like cotangent A plus B or.
Nope, no, yeah, it's just the identities that you see here. Okay, any questions? Yeah, today will feel more the same. You just have double angle identity, but you expand it out, use triangles to fill your spaces, so it should feel pretty straightforward. Let's look at page 4A. Thanks,
Back and explain how you find the quadrant.
Oh, yeah, sorry. The quadrant of both of these here, so sine is positive and tangent is positive. So the only place where sine and tangent is positive is going to be the first quadrant. Okay, everybody good? Page 4A. It says find sine of 2 theta, cosine 2 theta, tangent 2 theta. We can do that once we get it out of double angle. So let's go ahead and build our triangle. Which quadrant is theta going to be in? One. Okay, so build out your triangle. Expand out sine of 2 theta. Make your substitutions. Okay. For cosine 2 theta, does it matter which one we choose to expand? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, we're going to get the same answer either way. We have everything that we need. We can find cosine theta, we can find sine of theta. So any of those three, we can choose any of them and we can get to the answer. No issues. All right, I'm taking an additional step that it needs to. I just found common denominator in that denominator portion. And once I got it down to two fractions, I know I can multiply the denominator by its reciprocal of 6/4 times 16/7. Right, because once you get your triangle, it's easy, right? You're just finding the appropriate fractional value to replace sine, cosine, or tangent. Okay, example 2, go ahead and build your triangle first. Which quadrant are we working with? Quadrant 1. 4, yep, 3/2, 2 pi. Make sure you always draw your triangle involving the x-axis, right? You never want to draw your triangle with the y-axis involved. Where does the negative go? With the 5 or the 2? Yeah, remember your hypotenuse is always positive. Your hypotenuse is always positive. Okay, build out our tangent. Okay, example 3. Okay, which quadrant?
Tues.
2. Where does the negative go? Four over the 3. Yeah, secant is hypotenuse over adjacent, right? Hypotenuse is always going to take the positive value. Going to force that negative to be with the 3. Pythagorean theorem. It's not the 3, 4, 5 triangle, okay, because that 4 is the hypotenuse there. Not going to quite work out. Okay, let's go to page 5 or 4, 4B. Yeah, we'll skip 1 and 2. Those are pretty straightforward. Let's go to 3 here. Yeah, same steps. Go find your quadrant, build out your triangle. Make sure that you're paying attention to the sign of your triangle. Where does the negative go? Five or 12? Okay. 12, right. Left 12 of 5. Once you get its cosine to you, it doesn't matter which one you choose. Any one of them will work. Just make sure that if you see cosine or sine being squared, it's the fractional value squared. Right? You're going to square the entire fraction. Okay, sine is negative, cosine is positive, tangent is negative. Which quadrant are we in? Yeah, tangent is negative though, right? We know third quadrant tangent is positive. Say it again?
Quadrant 4.
Quadrant 4, yeah. Quadrant 4, cosine is positive. Everything else is negative, like sine's negative, tangent negative, yeah, that matches. Quadrant 4.
Cosine of 2u, does it matter which way you do it?
Doesn't matter. They all should arrive at the same answer.
I got,
Which one to choose?
I did the cosine third theta minus sine squared. Yeah, because I got 119 on the 169. Yeah.
Oh, for,
For cosine.
oh, sorry, cosine, my bad, you're right. Yeah, I'm sorry, I copied, I was looking at something else, thanks. Okay, let's do one more, try number 4. And then, after this, we'll stop and, have you guys just go through a unit circle, so that we can have that as a practice, 'cause we're gonna need that knowledge for Thursday's quiz, so I want to get you guys to build that, so get practice, building it. Sorry, quadrants. Okay, not quadrant 4.
Isn't sine 2u, also this?
Is it positive? Yes, it is. Yep. Two negatives, right? Thank you. Sine is positive, cosine is negative, tangent is negative. Okay, which quadrant are we in? Right, what do you think? Quadrants. Two, yeah, sine's positive. Everything else is negative. Cosine's negative, tangent negative. Any questions? Okay, let's go to our unit circle. We talked about this, if you can get that first quadrant down, everything is going to be, just build off of that. If you're having trouble with the first quadrant, here's another option is using the finger method where, you know that if I can pull that index finger down, then 1/2 and √3/2 will indicate your numerator. And then if you pull your middle finger down here, you have 2 and 2, so it's √2 and √2. And if you pull your ring finger down, fourth finger down, then it's 3 and 1, so √3/2 and 1/2. Okay, but yeah, spend a minute, practice building out your unit circle. There's a filled out unit circle in the back of your packet, so once you're done, you can search that. All right, tomorrow we'll do quiz review. We'll do another practice with unit circle. Don't forget your phone.